Hey, it's Angie, and I'm back. Today, I want to talk about getting back on the pedestal so that you can attract all the great things into your life. Oftentimes, we have fallen off the pedestal because of the conditioning that we received growing up. Our parents aren't perfect, so we can't expect them to be, but we can expect to suffer the consequences for that. So, by acknowledging all these things that happen to us to affect our thinking habits, that's beneficial to getting back on the pedestal. And that's the first step we're going to talk about today is self-evaluation and acknowledgement of the dysfunction within us to choose what we've been choosing thus far. So stay tuned. This is where you get knowledge and information that causes transformation and healing.
I am the love of my life.
First step to getting back on the pedestal is where you are the trophy, you are the prize. This is where we are taking the steps to get to attract great relationships, to attract the life that we want. The only way we can attract that is by getting back on the pedestal and knowing who we are. So the first step up is self-evaluation and acknowledgement. You have to acknowledge that this is where you are. You are dysfunctional. Your thoughts are dysfunctional. They're distorted because of the stuff that you've been through. And that's just facts. Your mind has been built through your childhood experiences, through experiences that your parent went through with your parents, your siblings, your peers. Everything formed you into the thinking that you are working from. So I had to acknowledge that, hey, something is wrong with me. Basically, nobody wants to believe that something is wrong with them. They want to believe that, hey, something's wrong with him, something's wrong with him. But these are the people that you're choosing. So, yes, there's something wrong with you, something within there. We're not going to say it's wrong, but we have to acknowledge that something has to be done within me so that I can begin to choose better for myself. So, the first step up to getting back on that pedestal is to know that you need to evaluate yourself first. And no, just know that you are in dysfunction. If I don't acknowledge that I'm in dysfunction, I'm not going to want to get help. A lot of times we accept this dysfunction because we think it is normal, because within us we're saying, hey, I've been through worse or I've seen worse. But no, dysfunction is dysfunction. Abuse is abuse. Abuse isn't always physical. There's also emotional abuse. There's emotional unavailability that starves you of what you need in a relationship to be a confident person. So acknowledge the dysfunction and try to move on from that. And that's the step that we're going to talk about. The question that launched me into my journey was a situation I had with an ex, and I just yelled out, why am I attracted to abuse? I didn't point the finger at him. No longer was I blaming him for being him. I had to ask myself, why am I attracted to abuse? What is going on within me? And this is what kind of launched me into my journey of finding myself. Because we have to know who we are in order to work with it. I have to have something to work with. And so this is what I was working with. That it's not normal to be in these types of relationships. I got to my 40s and I said, this isn't it. This isn't what I want anymore. And so I decided to change it. So evaluate yourself. If you have to get a journal, write down everything that you went through, everything that hurt you, harmed you, that made you build walls, that made you think that this type of toxic relationship is normal. Write all that down to understand why you're making the choices that you're making. It's not only going to change your life and your relationships, it's going to change your life in your business relationships, your work relationships, your children's relationships, and all relationships, because then you're going to know where all this is coming from. And then you have to heal. So that's your homework for today. When I come back, we're going to take another step up to the pedestal, and that step is going to be self-respect. You got to get that back to get back on the pedestal. See you later, and have a happy life.